Hi, good morning, everyone. Welcome to the TradeStation Getting Started. Today, we're going to talk about the Client Center and all the resources that are there to help you manage your accounts and get access to trading activity and accounting. So before we get started, just the usual introductions and disclosures. My name is Jesus Nava. I'm the Director of Client Training and Education for TradeStation Securities. And for me, it's always a pleasure to be here talking about TradeStation. So thank you guys for being here and taking time out of your schedules to learn a little bit about what TradeStation offers. Keep in mind that every symbol and idea that I talk about is for educational purposes only. These are not recommendations of TradeStation. Also, past historical performance is no guarantee of future results, and active trading is not suitable for everyone. Please find additional details for these disclosures in the link www.tradestation.com/important-information. We also have the options and the futures disclosures towards the bottom in case those are the asset classes that you're trading. So let me go ahead and introduce the Client Center to you. This is my internet browser. Let me go ahead and hide my bookmark so it's not distracting at the very top. So this is the TradeStation website, tradestation.com. And in order for you to access the Client Center, all you need to do is go to sign in, then click on Client Center. Of course, you have a whole other platforms that you can log into. For example, crypto, you have Futures Plus, you have the TradeStation platform, the web-based platform. But here's the Client Center is the very first option. So I'm going to log in, and this requires you to use your TradeStation username and password. Let me go ahead and enter mine, one of our educational logins, and see if I can log in here while I have you guys in class. Hopefully that's my password. All right, so it goes in. This is the TradeStation Client Center. So we're going to go through some of the items that are here that are going to help you manage your account and find some useful information. We're going to go through all the different tabs that are at the top on the green section. This red bar that you have, or that I have here at the very top, doesn't come up for everyone. It's just reminding me that I have to verify the security of my account because I have to complete the security verification questions. That's something that I haven't completed. So if I click on update now, it'll take me to the place where I can choose the questions and answers. When you call in client services, I think they ask you to answer one of these verification questions, and that way they can authenticate you as the user of the account. So if you haven't completed that, you'll get this red bar at the very top of the Client Center reminding you that you have to update it. Okay, so let's go ahead and let me switch over here to, well, I was going to go to the PowerPoint, but before I do so, there is an add an account here, which is what the PowerPoint slide was showing you. When you click on add an account, it's for the purpose of you opening up an additional TradeStation brokerage account. So you may have an equities individual account or an equities joint account. Maybe you want to add an IRA account. Maybe you want to add a futures account, or maybe you want to trade crypto and you want to add crypto. So whatever the intention is, you can click on add account, and it'll take you to this page where you have to fill out your account information. A lot of the fields are going to be pre-populated based on the information we have on record for you. So some of these fields will not have to be filled out. You have your personal information, employment, financials, summary, and if you are already a TradeStation client, you know how the process works. You fill out an application, it goes to our accounts department, and they go through the approval process to get that account opened up. One thing that I wanted to share with you is that you may have multiple brokerage accounts and have them all connected to your TradeStation platform. So very quickly, when you're logged into the TradeStation desktop, you can quickly switch from, let's say, an individual account to your IRA. So that's something you can do from the TradeStation platform if your brokerage accounts are linked to your login. So that's something that you can ask client services to do for you. On the next section, we have, and by the way, we're going through the menu here on the left. So if I were to go back to the real Client Center, and I click on customer profile, this is what we're looking for. Contact information provides you a way for you to change, your personal contact information. In here, you have access to phone numbers, emails, your address, and your mailing address. Depending on the type of account you have, your address may be, edited here, or you may have to send in a form. I'll show you a section where you have all the forms that you can download from the client center, so you don't have to put in a call to client services to get a form. But in here, yes, you can edit all that information. And over here on the left navigation, you also have access to username and password and two-factor authentication in the security and passwords section. So if we jump there, this is what that looks like. You can set your username and password right here. A lot of times, we deal with so many passwords nowadays, every platform that you can think of, and not even, trading related, but everyone wants a username and password, and everyone has their own requirements regarding what the password should look like, whether it has to have symbols, capital letters, lowercase, numbers. So it gets complicated and complicated every single time, and you end up with many passwords. So it is likely that at one point you may forget your TradeStation username and password, unless you have a password manager, which I found to be very useful because it holds all your password information. And if you're using the same computer, it automatically fills it in for you, and you have access to that information as well. But if you do forget your password or your username for TradeStation, well, there is a little problem because if you do forget your username and password, you're not going to be able to log into the client center. So that was a bad example. In here, you can choose to change it, and it's recommended that you change your password every so often for security purposes. So you do have to remember your username and password, your original username and password, in order to come here and change it. But if you do forget your username and password and you're unable to access the client center, unfortunately, you're going to have to call in the client services team so they can reset it for you. But here's that page where you can reset it. And the next page is to reset your two-factor authentication. A lot of times, we get a new phone. We cannot use two-factor authentication because our setup is gone with the other phone, and we need to reset it. So you can go here in the client center and reset it if you have to do so. And also, reset the trusted devices. I'm not sure if you're aware of this, but you can access TradeStation from multiple places, multiple computers. I believe that the first time that you use a computer to access your TradeStation account is going to ask you to register the computer. So that's a process in which, our client services department says, okay, this is a verified connection. We're going to associate it with your account so that you can continue using that device going forward. A lot of times, we trade computers, we upgrade computers, and you may want to go in here and reset the trusted devices, and it'll disconnect, anything that you don't use anymore. So that's something to keep in mind if you are switching your hardware at any moment. On the left navigation, we go next to the community preferences. In fact, I don't have a screenshot for that, but community preferences are for you to access the TradeStation discussion forums. I'm not sure if you've been there, but there's a lot of discussions going on there. That's why it's called the discussion forum, right? But users are sharing a lot of ideas and a lot of trading methodologies. So it's great to go there and see what's going on. There is one forum that our support team handles, which is the TradeStation Easy Language and Support. I'm not sure what the name, I think it's TradeStation Support and Easy Language, but you'll find the word support and easy language in there. And that's a place for you to ask questions. Our team is focused on that forum, and they'll provide answers. If you don't get an answer from an already experienced TradeStation user, there is a lot of users that are active on the forums and that are, experts on the platform that may provide an answer right away. Right under community preferences, you have software and data subscriptions. This is a way for you to add any optional services that TradeStation provides or data packages. A lot of times I do a presentation and I show maybe an app like the market depth. The market depth, of course, shows level 2 data. And level 2 breaks into multiple, packages that you can subscribe to. So depending on how many packages you subscribe to, you're going to have data on your market depth. So it doesn't look, if my market depth doesn't look the same as yours, it's probably because I have more or fewer data packages than you do. But those packages can be turned on here. You can just click on the edit button over here, and every data package will have its associated fees. It won't look like this. This says free all the way down just because this is an educational login, and the fees don't apply. I mean, TradeStation is paying for those fees elsewhere. But in your case, you're going to come here and find a fee for each one of these data packages and optional services. On the next menu over, payment information, in this screenshot that you see here, we have multiple accounts associated with this login. We have an individual equities, we have an individual futures, and we have an IRA Roth equities. They're all connected to this login, but there's one that says current, meaning that this is the account that is being used for fees. This is the account for payment. So any data fees that you subscribe to and you have to pay for are deducted from your brokerage account. In addition to any other fees that TradeStation may charge, you can select the account from which those fees are coming from. In this place, my individual equities account is the one that is selected as the payment account. And you can come here and change the payment account at any point. If you're moving, funds from one account to the other, sometimes you may want to set your payment account to a different one. All right, so remember that that's also available here under customer profile. See, all these options that we've talked about are part of the customer profile, and you find that as a button on the green bar at the top. Under accounts, you will find everything to manage your account. You can see that on the left nav, we have crypto accounts, equities accounts, futures accounts, and even the simulated accounts. But many times, you may want to reset your simulator, and that's exactly the place where you would go to do it. So you don't have to call client services to do that. I think my next slide goes right into equities account. I don't have a screenshot for crypto accounts, but if you do have crypto enabled in your equities account, you can click there and maybe, I'm not sure if it has some trading activity that you can download. But here on the equities account, you have confirmations, statements, and 1099s. This is a list of confirmations that you see here. TradeStation is obligated to generate a daily confirmation for any trades that you place on a daily basis. So any trading activity that you do will generate a confirmation for you, and it'll be available here based on the date. This is what the confirmation looks like. In this particular confirmation, we traded a Spiders option. It was a put with a strike price of 445, expiring April 8th, 2022. We bought one contract at a price of 277. And all this information is available for you in the confirmation, even the date and the direction of that trade. So make sure that you access it if you're inquiring about a particular trade. You also have statements. These are generated on a monthly basis. The statement has a summary of your account, what you started off the month with. In this case, I started off with $480. Securities sold, that's proceeds. Miscellaneous, if we add all this up, it comes out to amount credited 548. And this is the amount debited for the securities bought. Okay, so that gives you a closing balance, and all that is available in your statement. In addition to give you a summary, it also gives you details on your account holdings. On this statement, this particular user, I'm not sure if this was a TradeStation account, but you can see that there was holdings of one share of all these symbols, DXCM, FAST, and the Qs, and the price of each one. So it gives you what's called an equities in your account or market value. And in addition to that, then you have your investment activity. You're going to have detailed information about your trades for that month. Any dividends that were paid to your account. We see a dividend payment here for FAST in the amount of 31 cents. You see the miscellaneous activity, the $299 that we saw in the summary. We see the breakdown right here. Most of them are going to be TradeStation charges. In this case, I'm not sure if it was data fees or platform fees, but you'll see all your fees listed here in your monthly statement. And you have your trades executed but not yet settled at the end of that statement. And yearly, of course, TradeStation is obligated to generate a 1099 that will have your total proceeds for the year. And you can find that also inside of the client center. So hopefully you'll find all the information you need to do your taxes and download your trading activity. Okay, so those are the documents, confirmations, statements, and 1099s. When we go to the next menu, this is activity summary. So we're going through all the different options you have under equities accounts. You can download or view an activity summary. You also have access to balances, your beginning of day balance and what happened to your account for the period that you select up here. You have a listing of your open positions also within the client center. Although I like to look at my positions within the TradeStation platform, I see their current P&L and how they're standing, and I can take action if I need to. But you can come here and look at your positions as well. There's no action button here, so there's no ability for you to close this. You'd have to come here to the top and click on the button that says place a trade, which will give you access to your web trading platform to place that trade. We also have trades and other transactions. This is more like a detailed list of everything that happened in your account date by date, depending on what you select as a date range. And you can download that information either, I believe it gives you the ability to download it in an Excel if you wanted to download your trading activity in Excel. Gain loss tax management allows you to work on your taxes or facilitate, the taxes on an equities account. Many of the things that you can do here, one of the things you can do here is change what's called the lot relief methods. This is the way that TradeStation does accounting, and it does it in the form of FIFO. FIFO stands for first in, first out. But if you want to change the methodology to maybe LIFO, which is LIFO, which stands for last in, first out, you can change it here if you want to. And then you have a tax center. Here you can download trading activity as well for tax. And we have a link or direct link to TurboTax, which allows you to download your TradeStation activity right into TurboTax. So that's something that you can experiment. If TurboTax, is a software you use to report your taxes, if you have an accountant that does your taxes, you probably have the ability to download all your trading activity in Excel so that it can be reported accordingly. So here we have the options, the Microsoft Excel. Oh, we also have the ability to download as or a Gameskeeper format, a Quicken format, or a Trade Accountant format, or a trade log, just a CSV file if you want. And in the section for simulated accounts, yes, you can reset your simulated accounts. You get a simulated account on each one of the asset classes that TradeStation supports. You have one for equities, you have one for futures, and you have one for options. So you can practically trade any of the asset classes on the simulator. A lot of times, if you're learning how to trade, it may be wise to, start your learning journey on a simulator, maybe just to get a handle on the TradeStation technology, be sure how to place your stops if you want to place a target. Once you have a good handle and you're familiar with the trading technology, maybe it's time to go to a live account. So many traders, what they do is that they reset their account or the simulated accounts to exactly the amount of money they have in their live account. So they can practice functionality within the limitations of their real account. So if you run out of money and you deplete your account balance, then it has a sense of reality to you. If I add $5 million, which I don't have, but if I add $5 million into my simulator, the trading that I do is not really realistic. I can put in a trade of 100 shares of Spider, which is over $40,000. just for 100 shares, and a lot of times I even trade 1,000 shares of Spider, which is almost $500,000. But then again, those are not realistic trades for my account because I don't have that amount of money. So many times, reducing the account balance on your simulator may be something that provides you a more realistic experience. And again, you can do that right here. You have the list of your simulated accounts. You have your buying power as it is right now. If you have any open positions or open orders. By the way, if there's any open orders, you won't be able to reset the balances. So make sure that there's no open orders in your simulator. But when you click next, you'll have the ability to add money into your account. Of course, all these amounts are high, but you can go into custom account and select the amount that you wish. Going to the other tab right here, transfer funds. You can transfer cash. I think this works as a wire transfer. You also have a smart transfer here. So if you have external accounts linked to your TradeStation, we have external accounts here. You can add a new account. You can transfer money from your bank accounts into your TradeStation account through an ACH, which is a free service. It takes, I think, 2 or 3 days to transfer the money, but it's something that you can link on your TradeStation, so you don't have to pay fees for a wire transfer. But we also have the transfer account. So if you hold an account at a different brokerage, you can transfer that account over and we'll transfer all the funds and also the positions you hold. Now, the account transfer is something that's going to take a little bit longer. Well, when I was in client services, it used to take anywhere from 5 to 7 business days. I'm not sure what the process takes at the moment, but many times, if you want to have the funds available in a faster fashion, then you can choose another transfer like an ACH or a wire. So this gives you the transfer history. But again, you can manage your funds right here within the Client Center. You can download the software. I'm sure that you guys know that we offer different platforms. We have the TradeStation desktop, which is the one that you download. You don't download web trading. You can just use it on the web browser and you click on sign in at the top and you get the web trading platform. And we have the mobile app. But if you want to download the desktop, this is where you go. You go to the Client Center, download software, and you're going to get 2 options to download TradeStation. This one at the bottom, it's an old version of TradeStation, and it's still available just for educational partnerships that we have that still use TradeStation 9.5, and we still keep it here. But TradeStation 10, which is right here at the very top, is the version that we recommend everyone uses because it's the one that it's being worked on at the moment in terms of robustness, stability, new features, whatever comes down the pipe in the development process is going to be done on the new version, not the old. So always focus your attention on the top one, which gives you version 10. Let's continue on. On the same download software, you have a few links that give you, first of all, system requirements. What is needed for me to install TradeStation and run it. A lot of times, it all depends on the type of user you are. Many traders just need one chart and one order entry tool, and they just look at a few instruments and they're okay running TradeStation that way. Other users are what we call a power user, and you see on the right-hand side the column for power user, and that's the user that likes to do scanning on the symbol universe and try to find stocks that meet certain criteria. And when you do scanning and real-time monitoring and alerting, you may need a more powerful computer, especially if you're monitoring hundreds of symbols. So how much power you need in your computer? It all depends on the type of user you are and on how you plan to run TradeStation. But here on the left, you also have some technical specifications, some installation notes, best practices, and utilities. So make sure that if you have any technical problems installing TradeStation, come here and see if you find an answer to your problem right within this section. The document library is also a place where you find the forms. I think I alluded to this at the very beginning of my presentation. So a lot of times we will require a form, a physical form with a signature in order to do a certain task. and you find all those documents here in the document library. For example, the change of account holder name or the change of the account holder address. You can download the document from here. If you're looking for data or professional subscriber agreements that need to be signed, the NYSE and Oprah, if you're a professional subscriber, they need a physical signature from you. So you can download those agreements and sign them from here. If you're just an individual trader and not deemed a professional, you don't have to sign these agreements by hand. You do all your signatures electronically. But here we have other forms like IRA beneficiary change, if you want to do a transfer on death form, or if you want to provide somebody else authorization to access your account, this is the third-party trading authorization. So all those documents are here, so you can get them straight from the document library. And here we go on and on the forms. You have funding instructions, wire forms. So make sure that you look at all the forms that are available here, because at any given moment, you may need one of these forms to manage your account. And here are the tax forms, US tax forms. And at the very end, we have the support tab right here at the top. I don't have a screenshot for that. So let me show you how that looks here on my browser. I'm gonna have to log in again. Right now, the TradeStation desktop is only Windows compatible. So we don't have a TradeStation software that is compatible with a Mac operating system. So your options, if all you use is a Mac, your option is to use what's called a Windows Parallel, or I think there's another service called Boot Camp that you can either run Windows along with your Mac operating system, and doing it that way, you can install TradeStation on the Windows side. So let's get is running Windows inside of a Mac. And those are the two services that come to mind. One called the Windows Parallel or Windows Bootcamp. Look into those to see if you can utilize TradeStation on a Mac. I know many users prefer to use a Mac. They will not switch to a Windows computer. So in order for them to use TradeStation, they have to run a Windows emulator in order to install TradeStation. So I was going to go here to support. In the support tab, you're going to find information on the network. You're going to find FAQs on each one of the asset classes that we support, account questions and software questions. We have education and training, and you have the community. This is what we talked about earlier, the community discussion forums that TradeStation provides. This is the one that our team supports on a daily basis, the TradeStation and Easy Language support. So if you have any questions on TradeStation or any questions on Easy Language, you can come here and post. And within, I believe the time frame is within 24 hours, you should have a response. If somebody that is actively posting in the forum doesn't respond before we do. But here you also have other links like the Easy Language file library. This is a community where a lot of indicators and strategies are being shared. So there's a lot of interesting discussions there regarding trading ideas, and they usually provide the code or the strategy that you can import into your TradeStation platform. So you're not limited to what comes on the TradeStation platform from the fresh installation. You can come here and see if there's any indicators that you also like, and you can import them into your platform. And then here at the bottom, we have some developer resources. And on the right, of course, we have our contact information. So anytime that you want to call in, we have the phone numbers, we have, the hours that our departments are open, and, who to contact if you have any, data integrity issues. And this happened, a lot many years ago. Now data, it's very, very clean, but many years ago, when I was in client service, we used to have what's called a bad tick. A lot of times you have to report to data integrity, hey, there's a bad tick here because it messes up your charting. And that's the way that you report those to data integrity. But then you have all that contact information here in addition to an online chat. So that is the Client Center. If you are on the homepage of the Client Center, which we didn't go over, let me go back to the homepage, because the homepage gives you quick links. If you want to apply for our fully paid lending program, Here we have quick links to changing your password or your username, to add or remove data services or platform features, to go directly to the tax center, to go to the easy to borrow list or the threshold securities list. These are updated frequently. And then you have your special margin requirements list for any instruments or securities that are traded that have special margin. You have a quick link to the contact us, a quick link to the download platform. These are links that will take you to the learn section of TradeStation. And this is what we do in the masterclass. So we do a series of getting started classes, and this is an example of that class. But we also do master classes that dive deeper into the TradeStation technology. And we have different categories of master classes. We have one that is on technical analysis. And the technical analysis one is the one that talks about indicators and how they're calculated and interpreted. We have another category, which is strategy elements, and we talk about strategy backtesting, strategy, trading, automation, optimization, and all those interesting subjects. And we have a third session, which is leveraging easy language, where we talk about programming and how yourself can create your own indicators and create your own strategies. So if you're ready for masterclass, just click there and it'll take you to the events page, I suppose. Let's click here. Okay, it takes you to the masterclass landing page. You can schedule and register, but it gives you a sample of some, classes that we've done in the past if you want to watch these, okay? That's my presentation today. So thank you guys for joining me today. These are all resources that we make available on the TradeStation Client Center. So make sure you come here and see if you find something that helps you. So guys, thank you so much for joining me today. Have a wonderful afternoon, and I hope to see you in a future event right here at TradeStation. Goodbye, everyone. Great having you.